meet more often than you anticipate, right? I think you can always cancel meetings, but it's really hard to like find time to squeeze one in. And so I think like the more like meet more than you even think you should, but make them short and quick. I did also say earlier, like start small, narrow your focus with this. Like an improvement cycle has to really be focused in on just small pieces of like the larger project or the larger plan. Like, you know, I think your learning is going to be more specific. Your questions will be more specific. The data collection will be easier if you start narrow. If you start big, you're going to run tests, and I think you're not going to know what you learned from it, you know, because it's just too large. And then I think there's also, we also run into this, like don't fool yourself into thinking that you're going to figure it out after one cycle, right? Like, oh, we did one PDSA, right? And it's like, we've run our test. Like they're called cycles for a reason. Like you really, more often than not, like, you know, that first cycle is not even going to go the way you expected it. And it is going to take multiple cycles to really get to a spot where you feel like you've collected data over enough period of time or enough different trials that you're like, all right, you know, we do really think that needs to be changed or that needs to be tweaked. Because I know that, you know, my experience is that a lot of folks after either the first cycle, they can either come back and go, oh, we all ran it differently. All right, that didn't make sense. Or two, people may not express confidence in the data. They say like, I think we may need to run that again, right? I'd also like to look at this. I also have this question, or maybe this doesn't need to be adjusted. And so I just think this going in with the attitude that of like, it's going to take a series of cycles versus like one run of a test. But then I think the caveat to that as well is just that knowing that like, you can't also stay in an improvement cycle testing mode forever, right? And I know we use the term continuous improvement, and that is true. You should be looking for areas for continuous improvement within your larger like implementation work. But at some point, you got to say, this thing is good enough. We're going to move on to the next thing that we need to, you know, really test with a lot of specificity and intensity. Otherwise, you know, you're going to barely be past square one, you know, months down the road. So